Hey guys, welcome back to L&D Home. Today's video, it's happening again. I made another TEMU order. So I did a recent video all about TEMU. I made my first ever order and I gave lots of details in that video. So I'm not gonna bore you in today's video with all of like the shipping and the updates and notifications and all that, but down below and in the cards somewhere will be linked the first TEMU haul that I did if you're interested in some of those details. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right in to opening this package so we can see what we have. I will say I ordered it, I think, on like the 26th or 28th, and it got here on the 10th. And it was within the window that they said it was going to arrive within. So still going strong there, but check out that video if you want more details on the entire process. The first item I have here, these are actually like dryer balls, and they are supposed to be for removing dog hair and things from your clothing. Now I actually have some that I really love that I got from Amazon. They will be linked down below, but they were a little bit pricey. So I did want to test these out. I will definitely say they don't feel like they are as good of quality, and they are actually completely different. The other ones that I have are like a silicone and the dog hair really gets stuck to them. These are like foam, and this part right here is like a hard plastic. So I don't know how these are going to work since they're so different from the other ones, but I am going to be testing these out and we'll see. I was not a huge fan of these. I much prefer the ones that I got from Amazon, even though they're a little bit more expensive. Again, they will be linked down below. They get a lot more dog hair out of our covers and things like that. And one of them actually broke. Now, I think you can pop it back together, but it broke. And these were a pain in the butt to get out of the dryer. The silicone ones I have stick to the side. I can always find them. And I don't think these are worth the money at all. I give these a 1 star. Don't waste your money. I really don't think it's worth it at all. I see a lot more in the lint trap with my silicone ones from Amazon. Definitely not worth it, in my opinion. The next item that I got is this mitt. If you guys have seen Bella Marie, she's right there. The back of my videos, following me around all the time, she sheds like crazy all over the place, hence why I wanted to test these bad boys out, because she's got dog hair everywhere. So this is actually a mitt that you put on your hand, and it's like a de-shedding mitt. I do have a lot of different brushes and combs and things like that, and it just never seems to really like pull the hair off. It'll kind of clump it up, but there's always like hair still hanging around. So I am going to be testing this dog grooming mitt to see if it helps with Bella Marie's shedding. Here's what the mitt looks like. Now there is plenty of room in here for a larger hand, which actually threw me off because it was very, very large. And I don't remember there being a left-handed option on the TEMU website. So if you are a lefty, I don't know if this is going to be the right dog grooming tool for you. Now, Bella Marie absolutely loved it, but I did find it difficult. For one, she was not cooperating, but I did find it difficult because it was so large and I couldn't really get my hand in there. My hand was just like flinging all around inside of this mitt. I found it really kind of tricky to use. It definitely removed some of her loose hairs, but I don't think it works any better than the brush or the comb or any other dog grooming thing that I have for her. But I will say that she likes it. I also found that it was hard to get the hair off of the mitt when I was trying to clean it out, way harder than any other tool that I own. So I'm going to give this a 3 star. And really, it only got 3 stars because she wanted me to keep going. Like, she was upset that I wasn't continuing the process. The next thing I got, I am really excited about, and these are actually like little pot holder things for the handles on your pots. So we have a pot that has really hot handles. Like, the handles are metal. And every time I use that pot, I have to go grab out like the actual oven mitts so that I can pick the pot up, dump the water, even one oven mitt just to stir something. It's a really great pot, but the handles get super hot. So apparently you just clip these on the sides, the handles of your pot, and since they are silicone, so they say it's not going to burn your hands. So we're definitely going to be testing those out. And I did get gray. They came in a few different colors, but I liked the gray ones. Let me go ahead and say, don't buy this. Only if you have like a perfectly like square handle. If you have a rounded handle, don't waste your time. Now, I didn't have anything to actually cook, so I just put some essential oils in there to make the kitchen smell nice. But I could not get this thing on. It would only attach right in the middle. If I tried to attach the sides and I got those pushed in, the middle would pop open. So it was hanging on by a thread because only that middle piece would hook on because my pot handles were so rounded. So that was very frustrating. Also, it was still hot, and maybe because it didn't fit really well, but I could still feel the heat like almost burning my hands through these, so much that I didn't feel okay picking this pot up. So I give this a 1 star. Don't waste your money. I am going to keep them just because I have them, but I do not recommend. We are staying in the kitchen for this next one, and here it is. This is one of those crumb catchers that you put in between your countertop and your stove. I have been wanting one of these forever, and they are so pricey on Amazon. It just blows my mind for something like this. I will say it looks a tad short. Maybe that's my imagination because I'm not next to the stove right now. But it does look a little tad short. Like if I can fit it all in the frame, I am kind of like worried about it. But you are supposed to be able to cut it if it is too long. I don't think it's going to be too long, but we don't know. But I get a bunch of gross stuff stuck all in the side there. And I ended up getting the gray because our countertops are gray. We refinished our countertops a while ago. Not the best job, but we did our best. I'll link that video down below also. But I thought the gray would go really good with our countertops. So we are going to test this and see if it can stop all that nastiness that happens between the stove and the counter. So I started by just wiping down the counter so it was nice and clean. And then I got my crumb catcher ready to go. Now it does have this little silicone piece right in the middle. That is what goes in like the little space that you have. I found this so difficult. Like my first video went so much better than this, guys. I am just not having a good luck with this video at all. And I thought, okay, well, it's because I have a really big gap until I get to the back and there's a very, very tiny gap. So I struggled with it for way longer than you're seeing. And I finally decided, okay, I'm going to cut it. And after cutting it about 3 times and struggling for about 20 minutes, I decided it just wasn't going to work. It was looking bubbly. It did not look nice. I'm just going to clean out that little space in the middle and just go with that. So shockingly, I'm still going to give this 3 stars because I think if your gap is larger and if your oven and your counter are like flush and your oven or counter is not higher than the other thing, I think it would work just fine. I just found because my stove was a little bit taller and because my gap was not the same width all the way down, it just did not work for me. But it could work for you and it's pretty inexpensive. This next one is one of those things that just got me. Did I need it? No. Is it really home related? Not really. But it's soap that you take with you. It's this cute little container of soap. And it is petal soap paper. And I got blue. Just, well, because they did have some color options. And, well, this is the one that was available. So I got this one. But apparently there are these little tiny petals. I'm afraid to touch them now because I don't know if like the oils on my hands are gonna do a thing. But apparently you just pop this in your purse or your diaper bag or whatever. And when you're out and about and there either is no soap or you don't want to use the soap in a particular place because sometimes it smells funny. We gotta be honest. You just pop 1 or 2 of these in your hand, get it wet with water, and apparently it's supposed to clean your hands. So we are going to test this today as well. So this super unnecessary purchase actually became one of my favorites. So when you pull them out, they kind of feel like really thin foam. I decided to use 2, and I do think that 1 will not be enough. You need at least 2 or 3. It doesn't suds super crazy, but it did give me a pretty good clean. I will say the little snap on the container is not super sturdy, so you might want to watch out for that, but this is a super convenient product. And yes, you're going to see I do a sniff test. It literally smells like nothing. There is no scent, which is great if you don't like really strong scents or you're allergic to, certain things they put inside of stuff to make it scented.
I think this is 5 stars, 5 stars. Diaper bag, camping, purse. I just think it would come in handy in so many different occasions. Just make sure that you are careful with the little clasp, but definitely this is cool.
This next item, we're back in the kitchen. And this is a stovetop cleaning scraper. If you know, you know. I hate cleaning my stovetop. That's why I have an oven cover, so I don't have to clean it. But when I do clean it, it's pretty gross. And I don't have a scraper that is plastic like this. That would be safe. I have tried to use other scrapers, but they always just mess up my stove because, well, I'm not supposed to be using them on the stove. So I thought this one was cool because it had like the different like sides that you can use to scrape things off of your stovetop. So we are definitely going to be testing this, and I'm hoping this is going to be that magic thing that makes me hate cleaning the stove less. I'm not going to like cleaning the stove ever. But maybe this will be the magic thing that makes me like not hate it so much.
I was super excited to try this product, but actually not excited at the same time because I hate cleaning the stove, and this is the state of it. Now, some of the things that you are seeing is actually not grime. It is where I have used other scrapers that have actually scratched my stove. But this gadget is super cool. So it has the 3 different ends, and this end is super convenient because you just like pop it up and it looks like a little dagger. And then you just fold it back down, and it's super like convenient for like storing. It's so tiny, but it has some power behind it. It is pretty cool. So after I let the cleaner kind of soak on there, I started with the big side with some of like the larger areas. And I could already tell when I first started, I was going to like this. We had hamburger grease and pork grease and all kinds of stuff stuck on here. And it's a good product, guys. I highly suggest something like this. I then switched to the smaller side to get in some of the grooves. And then later on, I am going to switch to kind of like the pointier, like dagger looking side. I don't know how else to explain it, to get in some of those like really tight like nooks and crannies. This is going to come in really handy, and like I said, it's super easy to store. And I wish I would have had this a long time ago before I scratched the living death out of my stove trying to get the stuck on stuff off. If I would have had this from the beginning, it would have been perfect. So I am going to go ahead and give this 5 stars. Now, I don't know how it's going to hold up over time. It feels pretty sturdy, but I don't know if it's going to break over time or not. But I'm going to go ahead right out of the gate and give it 5 stars. If you hate to clean your stove because stuff is always stuck on the top, I think that you should run and go ahead and purchase this because I can tell that I'm going to be using this a lot. Now, when you look at the final reveal of the stove, just know all those scratches were not from this. All of that was already there. Like I said, I wish I would have had this 5-star tool a long time ago. So go get you one.
Next up is a cotton swab holder, and I liked how it came in the box. Some items come in like plastic, some of the bigger items come in a box. We have a container for cotton swabs in our master bathroom, but the lid is like really tight on there, and to be quite honest, I just can't be bothered to like pull that off at 5:30 in the morning. So I thought this would be absolutely perfect. I do really like the natural wood top. I will say that mine has this like piece. There we go. We got it. It had that piece stuck there. And I'm assuming that you could always like stain this or paint this or something if you didn't like the color of it. But I did like the natural wood top. You just pop your cotton swabs in the top, and then apparently it just rolls out. I assume that you could also use this as a toothpick holder. I know toothpicks are a little bit short, but maybe we will test that as well so it can be multi-purpose. So we'll try it with toothpicks, and we will try it for the purpose I wanted it for, which was the cotton swabs in our bathroom.
I wanted to test this several different ways, so it was kind of multi-purpose. So I decided to start with the toothpicks first. These are literally all the toothpicks that I have. We don't use toothpicks a lot, so I couldn't really test it, but I will say it worked just fine. You could definitely use this as a toothpick holder. You could even leave it out on your counter and it wouldn't look a hot mess. It's got a pretty aesthetic look to it. I then decided, as I was going to get the cotton swabs, dental picks, floss picks. These are actually my son's floss picks that go in the kids' bathroom, and he will not be getting this little container because this is for us, but I did want to test it out just to see if it would work for floss picks, and well, it does. They do fall out a little bit, but I definitely think you could use this for floss picks as well. But the purpose for which I bought this was to use for cotton swabs. And these are our extra cotton swabs. They are literally just all thrown in here, a hot mess. So if you keep your cotton swabs a little bit more organized than we keep our extra cotton swabs, this will be much easier for you. I did struggle to get them in there, but I mean, look how they're in this jar. That's my fault. That is not the TEMU product's fault. But they fit in there really nicely. I did put the lid on and give it a good shake to kind of straighten them out a bit. But I have to tell you guys, four stars on this one. I hate to give it 5 because it just sits there and holds your cotton swabs, but I'm going to give this 4 stars. I love the way it looks so much better, and it is so much easier to grab a cotton swab than it was with the container that we had there before. So if you're looking for something that can be multi-purpose, I highly recommend this.
Last item in today's haul. This is the one I am most excited about. I really hope this works. And this is like an ice cube tray system situation. So while I'm opening this, I'll tell you I love coffee. And I take my coffee to work, and I don't like using regular ice because it melts in your coffee and it makes your coffee taste watered down and gross. So I make coffee ice cubes, and I bought some just regular trays with a silicone bottom. And I have to run hot water on that tray every single morning before I am trying to get coffee ice cubes for my coffee. I saw Sarah Ray Vargas. If you watch her, you're what's up, love her. She had something similar to this, but it was from Amazon, and it was very expensive, and I can't afford those prices. I even thought this was kind of pricey, just personally because I'm cheap. But it is a system where you fill up, you do your ice cubes, and once they are frozen, apparently you take this, it's all taped. You take this off, you put your ice cubes in there, and then the ice cubes that you're going to use are going to sit in the bottom, and then you can just keep refilling this top. So I am super pumped about this, super pumped. And I do like the way it came packaged. It has plastic on it so it did not get scratched. They had white and I think green were the only 2 colors that they had. I really would prefer a black or a gray, but I went with the white because the green was throwing me off a little bit, to be honest. And it comes with a little spoon, a little scooper spoon. So I'm so excited about this, guys. I'm going to show you the flexibility of the tray part where you put the cubes. It's nice and flexible, but it does feel very sturdy. These dividers are very sturdy. So I'm hoping I can just, fold it a little bit and get those cubes out without having to heat the whole thing up. But I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped about this. I really hope this works well, because this was actually the entire reason that I wanted to make another TEMU order so I could get one of these bad boys. And I do really like the size as well, because ice cube trays are very kind of long and bulky, and we don't have a lot of freezer space. So I think this will be perfect.
As you know, this is the thing I was the most excited about. So I ripped into this thing. I gave everything a nice, good clean. I washed off all of the different parts. I didn't even dry them or wait for it to dry before I started setting it up so I could test it. Now, I didn't test it with hot coffee because I already had cold coffee prepared in the fridge. So I put it in a measuring cup and just started pouring. One thing I will say is the ice cubes are going to be much smaller than what I am used to, because right now I'm using giant ice cube trays. So that might take some getting used to, but I was excited to switch it out because look how much space these ice cube trays take up. It takes up an entire shelf, and I have to turn them sideways. So I chucked these things right up top to get them out of my way. I was able to grab this TEMU ice cube container with one hand, and you could fit 3 of these in here. What felt like days later, they were frozen and I was ready. So there's these little tabs. You just pull the tray out, pop it over, and kind of bend it. We did have a few stragglers that did not come out, but it was actually really easy, much easier than the ice cube trays I have been using for my coffee ice cubes. And I'm going to give this an absolute 5 stars. 5 stars for sure. And I will be purchasing another one if they're still available on TEMU, because I think this would be really awesome for juice or flavors or anything for kiddos or family members, not just coffee cubes. I get this. Grab this now.
So that is our Temu haul and review. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video and watching and sticking with us. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of these items, which one you would most likely purchase, or if you have purchased anything from Temu and you absolutely love it, let me know what that thing is down in the comments below, because I can always be talked into buying things that I don't actually need. Again, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you check out the video or the playlist, preferably the playlist, on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.